that car pulled up and stopped, those officers began to exit their vehicle, and two men exited the dark-colored sedan. Both of them had assault rifles, came around the back of the car and started shooting at the police car. The police officer in that car began returning fire and struck both men, taking them down.
That was moments ago. Police in Garland, Texas, updating the shooting at an event showcasing cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. Now, the organizer of that event was on Fox and Friends earlier this morning. She called the shooting an assault on free speech. Roll tape.
The idea that there's a violent war, there is a violent assault on freedom of speech, clearly was brought home last night. I believe that freedom of speech, that our unalienable right was targeted. This is the war. This is the war, and it's here in America now.
All rise, please. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here on the issue of free speech. Judge, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Stuart.
Some would say that Pamela Geller, the organizer of this conference,
the woman that we just saw,
that's the lady who was just on tape right there,
right,
was deliberately provocative by showcasing cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. It was a deliberate provocation. How does that stand as you weigh the debate on free speech in the face of obvious provocation?
The Supreme Court has ruled unambiguously that deliberate provocation is protected speech. And if it is the duty of the government to be aware of the deliberate provocation, the likely danger as a result of the provocation, and to protect the speaker, not to punish the speaker. These cases come about where government seeks to punish the speaker for provoking a crowd that trashes the place. Famous Chicago case in 1949, that was the case. And the speaker's conviction was overturned by the Supreme Court, which basically said the First Amendment anticipates some violence. That's why we have a government, to protect us from the violence that would try and silence us.
Okay. Now, it is alleged that Elton Simpson, who is identified as one of the suspects, he's now dead, that he tweeted in advance of this attack using #TexasAttack. He made known that he was going to do this attack before it happened. How do we stand on the issue, and I know this is complex, how do we stand on the issue of mass surveillance? That is, the government looking at keywords on Twitter,
well,
like attack, for example.
It depends to whom he made this known. If he made it known to someone who reported it, well, then the report is privileged and the police can look at the report. If he made it known to the public, the police are entitled, without a search warrant, to look at anything that's in the public domain. But if you're talking about the police capturing his speech at the time he uttered it, guess what? The NSA already does that.
Yes,
and it obviously didn't work in this case.
And you say that should not happen.
I say that
I
say that the Fourth Amendment says, remember that thing, the Constitution, the thing that the Brits don't have? I say that the Fourth Amendment says that the police should not be doing it. It is not it is the framers who ordained this.
Does the Constitution allow the mass surveillance, mass checking of keywords? Okay? Like, for example, can the government look down from on high all the tweets, all the emails that go out there, billions of them, and look for key words which might indicate a future attack? Can the government do that?
Absolutely not. Ask me if the government does do it. It does. Ask me if it keeps us safe. It does not.
Well, you're assuming that the NSA did pick up on this #Texas.
Oh, this is not an assumption. This is the NSA's refusal to deny, to my face and to the face of the public, allegations that it captures every word, every tweet, every message, every email, every text of everybody in the United States.
So that capture, in your opinion, is unconstitutional?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the way the court will rule, because if the Fourth Amendment was written for any reason, it was written in order to require specific evidence as a trigger for a search warrant. When the government gets a warrant to listen wherever it wants and sees whatever it hears, that's called a general warrant, which is what the British did to us before we had our Constitution, and which is why we wrote the Fourth Amendment, to prevent the new government from ever doing the same.
I'm inclined to go
Why do I keep talking about the British today?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did something of significance happen over there, like giving a baby a name? Is that really significant?
You know, sarcasm is a very low form of wit. I'm shocked. Okay, here's a test. Charlotte, the young lady,
yes,
the young princess, Her Royal Highness Princess Charlotte.
Oh my God, a 2-day-old baby, we're going to bow to her?
No. She is fourth in line for the throne.
Right.
Name the other three.
Well, her grandfather, Charles, her father, William, her brother, also a baby. I think his name is George. Do I have that right?
You know you've got it right because I told you during the commercial break before we went on air.
All right, wise guy, can you name the 5 people in line to succeed the President of the United States?
Oh, that's a tough
far
one.
more significant position than a welfare state called the monarchy.
Let's see. Let's see.
My visa to London has just been taken away from me.
It certainly has. I've got your passport, too. Anyway, it is the Vice President.
Yes.
And then it is the Leader of the Senate.
The President pro tem of the Senate. Very good.
Then it is the Secretary of State.
Right.
Then it is the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
No. It is the Vice President. It is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. It is the President pro tem. And then it is the Secretary of State. Not bad.
Not bad. Not
bad, Mr. Varney.
Yeah.
We did not go over this ahead of time. You were going from your knowledge of American law, which is vast.
Are you done?
Tell me.
He's
they're
never
shouting
done.
in my ear. You're done.
Yeah, you are. Judge, thanks very much.
Always
indeed.
a pleasure.
Great start to a Monday. Good stuff.